Welcome, everybody. This is Dave Espino with the Daily Hustle. And on today's Daily Hustle show, I'm really excited to present to you Michael Essany. Welcome, Michael. Welcome aboard. How you doing?
I'm doing great, Dave. It's terrific to be with you.
Awesome. Well, Michael kind of caught my attention because he's the founder of the Merch Momentum group on Facebook. You can find him on Facebook by just typing in Merch Momentum in the search bar. And he caught my attention because he just writes really well about scaled designs on Merch by Amazon. And for those that aren't quite sure what scaled designs are, I'll have him explain it in more detail a little later. But basically, the idea is to have a template of some kind that works, something that sells, and then just kind of add variations of that same design that can go either horizontally or vertically, and I'll have Michael get into more detail on that. But the idea, when I first heard the word scale design, I was a little confused by it until I realized, oh, he's talking about having a template that sells really well and then adding variations to that one design, that kind of thing. So anyway, we're going to get into that. But first off, Michael, I just would like to know a little bit about you. If you can give us like a brief history of Michael Essany.
Well, brief. I'll try to be as concise as I can be. That's a little difficult for somebody like me who enjoys talking too much. But I don't like talking about myself, so this should be nice and brief. I live out in Indiana. I'm in the northwestern corner of the great state of Indiana. I'm here with my wife and my two young daughters. They are 7 and 2, and they're my world. So any story about me begins with that as the preface. I've always been involved in media and communications since I was a kid. I kind of developed a passion for broadcasting and communications younger than I would say most youngsters. I was about 12 years old when I knew that I wanted to be in media in some fashion one day. And my career trajectory has led me through many different phases in broadcasting television. Done some work in radio, a lot of online stuff, digital media. I think if you were to ask me to describe what I do in one word, I'm a writer. I'm first and foremost, I even when I'm presenting something on television, generally speaking, I write it first.
Right.
And so I'm a writer. I've been involved with a number of businesses over the years. Some I've helped to create. Some I've been brought on board with to assist in the furthering of the business. But my hands have been in a lot of different pots, both high school and during college and even today. So I think it lends to being a well-rounded person, and I hope I can use some of that experience in all the different ventures that I'm involved with today.
That's awesome. Well, I think a little side note, a little tidbit is that I think you posted that you had been on the Tonight Show, right? Can you tell us a little bit about that story?
Yeah. Well, when I referenced developing an interest in media at 12, delving into that a little further, I wanted to get into broadcasting. I loved late night talk shows. And when I was a kid, I grew up with my parents and my grandparents in the same home. And my grandfather loved watching The Tonight Show. So oftentimes as a kid, I would stay up late on summer nights and watch Johnny Carson with my grandfather. And I developed this awestruck mentality about what these people were doing in late night because it looked like they were having so much fun. They were having grown-up conversations. I was too young to get the jokes, but right. I wasn't too young to understand that those guys are having fun. I want to grow up, and I want to do that too. So by the time I was in high school, I was just hell-bent on creating my own late-night talk show. I wasn't going to wait for NBC to call. So I got involved in local cable access television, which is something that the YouTube generation doesn't understand too well. But that was back in the day when local cable providers had a television channel that was unique to your community, and members of the community could apply for time for free and put on something, a show. Usually it was public access was for public discourse, things that were going on in the community, local government meetings would be broadcast, that sort of thing. I hijacked the platform for entertainment and I built a local talk show out of it. Nice. Long story short, it went national. It got picked up on E! For a couple of years and a couple seasons. And I got to do The Tonight Show as a result of it, Oprah, a number of other shows. And it was quite a journey.
Wow. That's amazing. So you really are a media person through and through, all the way from the get-go, right?
I am. I'm a media
Yeah.
junkie, I guess you could say.
Yeah, that's amazing. I mean, it's funny how if you compare YouTube today, how anyone can get their iPhone out and just broadcast to the world versus that community TV station, what a difference it is now, where you literally can broadcast to the world, and you can get a lot of eyeballs if you do it right. It's pretty amazing.
You can. As time goes on, though, I think it's getting even more difficult to attract those eyeballs because there's so much more competition now. So
Right.
that behooves us to try and be even more original and innovative,
Yep.
so that we offer something of value that lets us stand out from the pack.
Yeah, well, I didn't tell you about this, but I do have a chicken costume that I'm going to put on in a second to make it more, kind of liven it up a little bit.
Good.
We have to go viral with this, Michael. I mean,
well, I had chicken nuggets for lunch, so I'm already in the chicken mindset. Bring it on, Dave.
You cannibal, you.